God damn it, Kels. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing today for this gloomy Friday, September 28th?
It's a little gloomy.
A little gloomy.
There's a ray of sunshine.
There is, and he's sitting in the hot seat,
baby.
right now. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. Oh, yeah. Please welcome our special guest of the day, Fresh Kills.
Yep.
Hello, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, it's a typical Halifax day. It's Halifax the way I remember it. A little gray.
Cheers to you. We got some coffee before the show, and Tony got water.
I got my liquid.
Yes.
Nice.
And cheers to you guys tuning in. We're going to ask this special individual a lot of questions. Well, not that many, but some good questions. And if you out there have some questions for him as well, feel free to ask them in the chat. But we're going to run down the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Talking Trends. Myself and Tony find interesting news articles from across the globe and bring them to the comforts of your home.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of podcasts, this is done live. So anything can happen.
And it will.
And it will.
As it usually does.
And, of course, we want to hear your likes, your comments, your opinions on the stories that we're going to be covering on today's show.
Yes,
and those stories would be.
Yeah, what it is.
First off, ladies and gentlemen, when you're checking into the hospital, you know, you get your wristband. They know who you are.
Yeah.
But in this case, a Colorado Children's Hospital has removed the gender from the wristbands. Is this a problem?
Oh, it's a problem.
We'll get into that.
That's a problem.
The second story for today's show, a lady was unfortunately kept in a freezer.
Not good.
Canadian talent from Winnipeg.
Yeah, not good.
Social media, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're broadcasting live on Facebook Live. Is it the cancer of our time?
It's the devil, man. It's the devil.
It's something.
According to somebody.
Yes, and we'll get into that. And finally, wrapping up today's show on a positive note.
Yeah.
The question that we've all been asking ourselves from the beginning of time.
Plaguing us. We wanted to know.
Who is the richest of the rich wrestlers?
It's revealed. The list is here.
I think I have a good top 5 on who I think is up there.
I have one that was like, we're going to do the top 10, but there's one in the top 20 that surprised me.
Okay.
You'll know about it. I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyways, guys, I hope you're having a good week. Of course, this is Friday, TGIF. What are you doing this weekend? Doing it? It's actually, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah.
Doing anything tonight?
What are you doing tonight?
Listen, a lot of people call me through the week and specifically on Fridays, and they're like, hey, is there anything going on in the city? And like 90% of the time I say no. Because Fridays is an interesting day in Halifax.
Hit or miss.
Right? But tonight is definitely a hit. It's a bullseye.
Yeah.
I'd like you to come out to Sniggly Wiggly's. Still unsure about that name.
Well, it sounds funny when you say it. But that's how you remember it.
Yes, I guess so.
They were working it there.
Anyways, we're kicking off the Hopscotch Festival with myself, DJ IV, Zorda Sultan. There's a big showcase featuring Chevy Price, Ghetto Sox, a bunch of other people involved. And, of course, we got the main headliner himself here in the studio, Fresh Kills, who, again, we've already introduced him. But this is going to be he's going to be headlining the show.
Yep.
It's me.
Hey.
I got a job to do.
Yes.
He's ready to do it.
So you ready to partake in today's show? Talk about some subjects, and then, of course, we're going to ask you a couple questions.
I'm excited to be here. I'm in the hot seat. This seat is hot.
Very hot.
Crazy hot.
It's white hot.
It's got a little...
Like it's white heat hot. That sounded weird.
Very
that
hot.
came out wrong.
Yeah, it's all right.
Wow.
Yeah. Good
Good way
going.
to start the show.
No, yeah.
Good to go.
So first off, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about this interesting story coming from Colorado with the Children's Hospital. So Children's Hospital in Colorado is making a big change by removing one letter from its patients' wristbands. The hospital is no longer marking down genders. Children's Hospital of Colorado announced on Thursday that it's removing gender markers from patients' wristbands. The idea started when Gender Diversity Task Force.
Wow.
Didn't know if that was a thing.
That was real.
But it's 2018.
Yep.
So, and anyway, it's going to be used across the hospital. We're seeing more and more patients who have diverse gender identities, Dr. Natalie Nokoff said of the Children's Hospital in Colorado. Nokoff has a clinical background in caring for children who identify as transgender or gender fluid. Listen. I'm down for gender fluidity.
Oh, we know you are.
I fully support those who are going through such changes.
Yeah. So,
But I think in a medical setting, ladies and gentlemen,
Uh-oh.
it's good to know the sex of your patient.
Here we go.
Medical mishaps happen all the time.
True.
And, I mean, especially with kids, do you really want to take the chance in, perhaps diagnosing them incorrectly or, I don't know.
Well, I don't think the sex determines. Disease is disease, man. It doesn't recognize sex. Right?
If someone comes in with abdomen pains, like pains in your tummy, and you can't tell the gender of the kid, and one way to find out in a hospital would be to, I don't know,
Drop
look at a
'em.
bracelet.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
would
know.
it be different for a boy or girl whether they have those pains?
I think it's good to know,
Okay.
regardless, because there's some kids. Hey, I might have been out there when I was a kid. I could have been confused as a girl. Who knows?
What?
But there's some young kids that you can easily confuse.
Okay. Listen, fair enough. But we're talking about newborns here too, right?
It's a children's hospital, so I mean, I'm saying sometimes boys look like girls, sometimes girls look like boys.
Yeah, all babies.
So
look
an
the same.
identifying marker, in this case, in a hospital setting, would be nice, especially not even if you're a doctor.
Right.
You could be another part of the team or what
Yeah.
have you, and I mean, I could just see this kind of going wrong. So, of course, they interviewed one teenager who says this change is monumental.
Well, I think that's a pretty big word for this situation.
He's been going to Children's Hospital Colorado for 2 years and identifies as a female-to-male transgender person.
Cool.
He said it's huge, bigger than anything on this planet.
That's what she said. Yeah. Sexy Friday. Sorry. That was too perfect for me. And, by the way, true motherfucking story.
There you go. Anyways, he said it's huge. Relax yourself. It's bigger than anything on this planet. Yeah. Relax yourself. Looking down and seeing that F, I'm just like, no, that's not right. Here's the thing.
Break it down. Break it down.
Bigger than this planet? I mean, that's up for debate. Can we agree?
Slightly overkill.
Can we agree here at the Talking Tread studio? Also, I got a way to fix this. If a person is going through this process,
right,
they should be able to request, can I get this removed? Can I get this letter removed? I don't think you have to put the whole hospital facility into this
should be an option, you're saying.
mandate. Yeah, I think it should be an option. And it should be a pretty goddamn easy option. Just hit the delete key on the gender.
How ironic it is that you're saying that because, of course, sex is now, it's a monumental thing now. That's an option.
Yeah.
If you identify more as a man or a woman. But the choice here to have the name or the letter taken off your tag isn't an option yet. So you think that, yeah, you're right. They should both be options, of course. I don't know. I think that Megan says something about here. Yes, so gender identity is important. It's okay. Biological gender is so important and more important in the medical circumstance. Certain circumstances, it'll be important.
Yes, it does. That's what I was saying before.
Yeah. Everyone wants to know, is that a muffin? Yes, he is chomping
Yeah, what do
down
you?
on it.
Yeah, so
Just as you chomped in, it went right to the camera on you.
Trying to keep it away from the microphone
It was
so
good.
that I'm not like here listening. You can watch me eat, but
Maybe
you don't
people-
have to hear me eat.
The
Maybe
viewers
people-
want to know. They're intrigued by your muffin.
It's a vegan apple ginger muffin.
There we go.
For those who don't know, I took Fresh Kills to get some coffee at a place that myself and Tony frequently go to, the Dilly
Dilly
Dally.
Dally.
Yeah, and I mean, serve up a beautiful black coffee.
I insisted. I went diva on you. I was like, I'm not doing the show unless.
Yeah, you better find me.
Actually, I requested a bucket of coffee to dunk my head in,
Yes.
Oh,
and I
nice.
was not provided this. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
walking
sorry,
off.
sir. I'm sorry.
That's part of his rider, man. You got to know that.
Yeah.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering who's sitting in the seat here, we
Eating muffins?
we got eating muffins, sitting on his high horse. We got the award-winning producer, sound engineer, Fresh Kills himself. I mean, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm great. You know how you're not supposed to say you're tired anymore? Like you'd be like, well, I'm tired.
Right.
Because I wanted to say that. But everybody's tired is kind of moot, and so it's like you're not supposed to say.
You're not standing out when you say it.
Yeah, like everybody's tired. I read this article about how it's like telling someone you're tired when they ask you how you're doing. It's like, it's really boring. It's it's a moot point, and everybody's tired. So
Everybody's
like,
tired.
stop being. Yeah, it's not about you being tired, bro.
So
you're not tired.
you're energetic.
I'm
today.
not tired.
Yeah.
See?
Great.
I like that.
Wouldn't be able to tell.
He's super tired.
Shouts out to you again for doing what you do. I noticed. Are you going into the Goldie Awards?
I'm going
again?
back, man.
I saw you submit the other day, and I was happy that you submitted. And guys out there who don't know, the Goldie Awards is put on, of course, by DJ A-Track, which basically features a DJ battle, a producer battle. Is there anything else? I think. Was that
No,
it?
it's the two sides of the battle. It's open submissions, and they pick the top 8 for each category, and then the top 8 of each category get flown to New York to battle, and it's super nerve-wracking. You perform at Brooklyn Steel, which is an amazing venue in Brooklyn. There's like 2,000 people in front of you, and Diplo's on one side of you, and Craze, and
you're surrounded with Manny Fresh, Just Blaze.
I mean, it's the most nerve-wracking. It's not fun, actually. I don't know why I'm endorsing it. It was a horrible experience. No, it was amazing, but it's nerve-wracking and super fun. And I've been encouraging everyone that I know to go and go for it because it was so much fun and
it's a great experience.
And they're looking for diverse styles. Like everybody's like, "Oh, it's a battle. I don't do battle beats or I don't perform." It's not about performing. It's just about coming with a hot. Can I swear?
Go for
it. Shit.
There you go. Whoa.
What?
That's crazy, man. Is there anything that you learned from last year that you are going, if you make it to New York again, that you're going to take into this year's competition?
A little more sound design, a little heavier bass, probably. Just try to narrate some bigger drops.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it is fool's gold after all. So I mean, I knew in my submission I did some trap stuff and but I don't think they really. I mean, I don't know. I think there was a testament to them that they had a really diverse group of producers there represented, like in terms of style. And Holly, who won, was just like is this kid from Portugal who's just such a monster. Incredible sound design. Just it sounds like his stuff sounds like metal, dripping metal falling from the sky, and then you're all of a sudden you're underwater. His stuff is just mental. The level is like he's crazy. Nice. So I got to take it to him. But the thing is for me it's a battle.
Yes.
And I think producers don't go into like I came from the battling scene. Like I love the turntable battle stuff. And we were talking about DMC today.
Yes.
So that's my approach to the beat battle. You know, I'm going after people.
Yes.
So I had custom disses for all my opponents and stuff.
Nice.
And my submission this year was like, I'm going after Holly, who's a friend.
Right.
But you know,
we do it.
Friends.
Yes. Yeah. It's friendly competition.
But
you got to shout them out. Exactly.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with my battles. I used to really be into it. Then I backed off a couple of years, but then I got back into like just giving the quick shout out and the nudge, being like, hey, I'm still here, and I'm dissing you for a second. Like, it's good, you know.
In good fun, yeah.
It's fun, and it clicks their attention for a second as well, too. So, I think last year when I watched you perform, I think the big thing was the time limit. I think that really hurt you.
It's terribly short.
Super short, because I remember when you actually got into your set, I was like, oh, man, this intro. I was like, okay, it's dope. But then, like,
it eats my whole time.
It ate the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, ah.
I made a decision. A decision to come and battle and be like, you know, and make it fun and all that stuff. Because
the theatrics are also a part of it as well too. I honestly think. Yeah.
I mean, that's
if it's your personality as well.
I was gonna go and do me.
Yeah,
that's what I actually. My whole thing too is like they're. I don't imagine they'll bring me back just because they're looking for new blood.
For sure.
And you know, and that's great. And that was great. I really appreciated. Actually, that was one of the things I appreciated most about it is that they really did a good job of putting together a group of people that were that represented different aspects and styles, and like that's what should happen. You know,
yes,
I mean, it kind of felt like Enter the Dragon. You know, it was like there was a Bolo. There was a Jim Kelly. Mm-hmm. There was I was a John Saxton, obviously.
Yep.
For those of you that know, clearly I'm John Saxton.
Yeah, and again, I think every competition should focus on doing that and bringing something new to the table
and encouraging everyone
everyone to do it, because there's a lot of people that out there are afraid to just take that initial step. So what if you don't win? But I mean, honestly, you learn so much from doing something like that.
Yeah, and we had a good. I mean, Brace. Shout out to Brace and Vect. And myself, the Canadians were well represented.
Yeah, Vect was there too.
Vect had I mean,
I heard what was supposed to be his last set was supposed to be real crazy.
Yeah, well, the DJ battle at the Goldie Awards was out of control. I mean, it was like...
Oh, my God.
Yudo's opening set was all Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
And guys like Rafik is one of my favorite. Like, I was really stoked that Rafik didn't enter the producer battle because he's amazing on the pads.
Yes.
You know?
I've seen him incorporate that for his 3 styles too.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
So the DJ battle was just so fierce. I mean, it was a testament because Vec did like 2 things on stage that have never even been done on stage.
The Franken DJ guitar, crazy.
And didn't make the final. I mean, that's how stiff it was.
Yeah. And
that's what she said too.
Yeah. Hey, there you go, Tony.
That's for you.
Yeah.
I let you have that. Was nice. See, you're not the only one.
Yeah. All right, ladies.
It was really fun.
We're gonna keep the show going. We're gonna, of course, ask my man Kills some more questions as we progress. And up next, an interesting story coming from the west coast of Canada.
Not proud of this one.
No.
Not a good story out of Winnipeg here. A woman forced to move to Winnipeg to work in the sex trade endured weeks of abuse at the hands of her captor, who inflicted several serious injuries and even kept her in a freezer until she passed out from lack of oxygen, according to documents. The man uploaded the 26-year-old woman's photo to 2 websites advertising her for sale and forced her to have sex with 50 customers in the Point Douglas area. Where she was held captive. The use of the websites.
Horror movie, dude.
Shouts out to number 50.
It's a horror movie, dude.
Yeah, it's not good. The use of those websites, similar to Backpage.com, which we know is gone now, which was shut down by the U.S. authorities in April, has renewed calls for the removal of other online sites that allow human trafficking, sexually exploit their victims. Shut them all down. They're no good, says Joy Smith, former Conservative MP. Non-profit organization focused on combating human trafficking. Quote, the fact of the matter is that human trafficking is very brutal, and this happens to a lot of girls, and the traffickers make them work no matter how they're feeling or how beaten up they are or how bruised they are.
It's a nightmare.
It's not good. No, this is very bad. I mean, there's a lot of cases of these situations. Human trafficking, of course, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think we see the really ugly side of it, which is this is an extreme situation, but it's probably more common than not.
No, and I was trying to hold on to a point where you said the person uploaded pictures of the woman, which, I mean, I'm kind of I don't know where I stand on the whole back pages and the websites for advertising for sex work.
Right.
I don't know the statistics if it's gonna, there's people that argue it's better for the sex workers because they're able to, scout out potential clients, what have you.
They're not on the street.
And they're not on the street. But I mean, there should be sites where I don't think another person should be able to upload a picture of another, like of a woman. You have to do it on your own kind of account. Yeah. I don't know how they would even keep track of something like that, but
this is one of those questions of like legalization is a question here, because if you were to legalize it, right? If you were to legalize prostitution in some way, there would be regulations that would, that would potentially stop these things from happening. But legalization is a touchy issue when it comes to that.
That's true. Yeah, it becomes bad here, obviously, when someone like this, a pimp, is involved. Obviously, right? Yeah. Someone who just forces a woman into it. It's different. I think you're different when you're talking about online. I think I like the fact online you can, like you said,
give
you
a
kind of scope who it is. You can kind of
yeah.
scout a little bit, and you're not forced into it. You're doing it on your own will, and you're not answering anybody. You're not being abused by a pimp or whatever the case may be. And in that sense, I would say prefer that than them walking on the street, because I think that's the most dangerous, obviously, of all the elements here. Yeah. The woman was beaten regularly over a 6-month period while she lived in Windsor, and then into Winnipeg. She allegedly got burned with an iron. Her hands and feet were bound with bed sheets. She was hung from a clothesline in the basement and deprived food and water.
What?
She was allegedly blindfolded.
My question is who goes up to this lady afterwards as a client
and doesn't think there's anything wrong?
And doesn't think there's anything wrong, and they proceed to go through the motions and be like, "Oh, that was great, thanks, see you whenever."
I mean, yeah, that's some serious makeup you're putting on to cover all that.
That's what I'm saying.
She told police she was confined to an unplugged freezer on 15 separate occasions, and a crutch was wedged between the lid and the ceiling so that she couldn't get out. The woman said she would pass out from lack of oxygen. She also said the accused would use a metal clamp attached to an electric cord to shock her.
Jeez.
So,
Jesus.
I think this also should maybe we should always focus on what the repercussions are for a pimp if you get busted.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
That's next level.
Yeah, you got to be doing a lot of time for something like this. And
I would hope so.
And I would assume that right now it's probably not the case. They're probably not too harsh, I would say.
Yeah, because I'd hate to see this sort of person. I mean, they do this to like another human. That's the thing I just don't get. It's like they just are so easy to do this to another person.
Yeah. I mean, it's torture. I mean, it's bad. Anyway,
I can't believe the other thing that shocks me most about that is that's Winnipeg and Windsor. I mean, that's not far away.
Not at all.
Yeah,
that's pretty. That's we hear these things that we think about. Oh, it's not here. It's not happening. And it's
you expect to hear it in like another country, like, oh yeah, well, it makes sense
that's
over there.
Happening
it makes
in
sense.
Thailand, or that's happening. It's like no,
it's literally it's in our country,
that's
and
crazy.
somebody else who lives in Winnipeg. It just
She was able to escape. The woman escaped by lying to her captor about picking up a pack of cigarettes from a man in a vehicle parked outside the house. Instead, she asked the man to drive her to the police station, and that's how she got away. And she's in hospital now.
Well, good. I'm hopefully
she's free now.
That she does. I mean, because there's also that side of things where you hear about getting out of that trap of going back to that person. Like, you may think this is crazy, and like, oh my God, this person would be crazy to go back to this person. But this stuff happens, so hopefully after this ordeal, she can get some help. Hopefully this person's arrested, and she doesn't like if the option is on the table, then she has nobody to go back to. This guy won't be there.
That's right.
But yeah.
You know who is here?
Who's that?
We got a lot of people in the house today.
Hey,
to tune in today.
Nice segue.
Time for the roll call.
Hey,
we got and the roll call dance. So we got Chris Rogers in the house. Jules Bangsworth, shouts out. Petey Punch, what up?
Petey, what up?
Lynn McDonald in the house. Irvin's in the house. Ashley, ALK, Big T Acker, Megan Reed in the house also. Who else we got? We got Anna.
Meg.
We got Anna. We got Joe. We got Bernie, and we also got Manny Hinkson. Says, what's up from St. Louis?
What?
Hey.
Manny, my dude. Shout out to Indie Ground and my homies out of St. Louis. That's dope, Manny. Fucking good to see you, man.
Alpha's in the
wow.
house. Ben Nation, DJ Mutt's in the house. Brian is in the house. And that's everybody. So everyone's joining us today.
Shout out. Big ups to you guys for taking some time on your Friday to sit down with us. And
world motherfucking wide.
Right?
Shouts out.
That's where it starts. We were just talking about festivals in the car before we got here.
Yeah.
And I want to pose a question to you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
When being booked, or actually, what would you say to make festivals run better? Like, what would you like to see when going and performing at a lot of these festivals? If you could offer your advice or oversee how everything is kind of put together, what would you say to the event organizers?
I mean, I always there's festivals that are run by artists that tend to be, when you see artists running things, people that understand it from that side of it, it's always great because you're treated, the artists, if they're running it, they know what the artists go through, and so, like Bass Coast is kind of a good example of that, where it's like, it's run by artists for artists, and it's very much about the art and the artistry of and the craft of it. So I think those festivals do better when they hire people that are artists and have been on that side of it. I think that's a big one. Geez, I don't know. I'm an artist, so I'm gonna say really well stocked green rooms. I'm gonna say
There you
always
go.
key.
Always
key.
swag,
right?
Just pile on the swag.
That's I would like to see.
Afraid of the swag.
I would love to see more
Let's get swaggy.
events just like be more corporately sponsored, and when you have your, just saying, just not I just I want to go somewhere because when I go to let's say DJ competitions, this is just my opinion and what I've seen, and some competitions that have the same competition that's happened in the States. You look at the swag or the bags that they get in the States. I'm like, oh man, you get excited. But then when it comes to Canada, there's not that bag. So I just would like to see that. I just want to have a equal swag
Yeah.
between
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Festivals tend to go through these like cycles, right? There's like festivals, like the first couple years of a festival, it's a total mess and a complete nightmare, and it's like a logistical soup of mess.
Yeah.
But then like there's this beautiful period of a festival where it kind of go, there's like they have enough experience to know how to run things. They solve their logistical issues, but they're not necessarily bought out corporately, and it's not a tiered experience like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, Tree Fort is one of my favorite festivals to play. It's in Boise, Idaho. It's an amazing festival. It's about 8 years old, which is like the perfect age for a festival because it's still not like bloated and crazy, and they take care of art. So an artist like me, like I'm not like a Drake, or like I'm not like on I'm not on a certain level, but I'm not nobody.
Yeah.
And it's nice to get treated. It's nice to get treated equally, right?
Yes.
Or get treated well. And I find like Treefort is a great example of that. You look at South by. South by is an amazing festival, but it's very tiered in terms of its experience,
sure,
right? It's like I wouldn't want to go without a wristband, and I know that sounds snobby and weird, but it's like it's tough. It's a tougher experience, and so it's tiered, and it's almost like the older festivals get, the more. I don't want to just blame it all on corporations. I'm not trying to have a class war here, but you know what I mean. It's like the more it gets bought out, the more tiered the experience is, the more people feel excluded from things, and then it's like
Right.
So,
for those who don't know, quickly, can you explain what you do?
Yeah.
And just quickly before we jump into the second half of the show.
I've been doing it for long enough. I still don't know how to really describe it.
Fair enough. I'm still trying to figure out. Branding's hard, and you know what? Even if you ask a person, that's a very hard question. Even if you ask a stranger or what do you do? And can you sum your being up in like 2 sentences?
I'm basically a DJ, but I perform the music that I DJ. I mean, that would be the easiest way.
Okay.
Or I'm a live producer,
So tonight we will of course see you on some MPC.
I am an MPC guy.
Right.
That's my
Shtick.
gear of choice, my shtick. I'm on the pads. I'm on 16 pads. I'm a finger drummer. That's a term that gets used.
Yeah.
I always thought that was weird.
It is.
But no, but it's like I'm at Christmas. My uncle's like, so what are you doing these days? I'm like, I'm finger drumming.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
My aunt's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Get a real job.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You're uninvited for Christmas forever. Right, the second half of the show, social media, ladies and gentlemen, we're on it as we speak.
Yep.
Is it the cancer of our time?
For sure.
Billionaire LA Times owner calls social media the cancer of our time. Billionaire Patrick Soon-Shion on Wednesday advocated for a change in how people consume news on social media, calling the platforms the cancer of our time. The short attention span we're creating in this millennium is actually very dangerous, he said. It's the unintended consequences of social media. Platforms such as Facebook, Newsfeed have revolutionized how people consume media and how news organizations deliver content. But they've also been criticizing for spreading the so-called fake news and the misinformation. So this guy was a former surgeon. He turned entrepreneur, became a billionaire. Must be nice. Said, I said it's the cancer of our time, and social media is a form that it metastasizes of the news, and we need to change that. He described Facebook as advertising-facing organization. Therefore, people cannot differentiate from fake news, real news, or opinion news. So, what say you, everybody?
I think there's some truth to that.
Are these platforms the cancer of our time?
I don't know about that.
Besides cancer of our time.
That would be the cancer.
Yeah, that would be the cancer of our time. But is there a problem right now with social media?
I think that anybody can put out anything. So that is a situation.
I think that's a big problem.
That is a big problem.
Because there's a lot of people who should not have the microphone. I mean, it happens at rap shows. It happens at all shows. And you're like, get this person off stage. Get out of here, ya bum.
Yeah.
Anyways, this should happen, I think, on social media as well.
I mean, you can't take the right away from people to express themselves.
Right.
So you have to be very careful. But you're right. When it comes to them putting information out that isn't real and claiming it as real, that's a bit different. But then it's on the reader or the consumer, whoever's consuming the information, to go do their research and find out if it's real or not. You know, I don't know. It's easier to get the information out for sure because you can click and it's there. Different with print. It had to go by an editor, fact checking the whole thing. That's all out the window, of course. And I'm assuming that's kind of.
I just use Grammarly to fix all my mistakes and Microsoft Word. Hit that spell check.
That's key.
It's key.
But yeah, it's a bit dangerous. A cancer, I think, is a little harsh. It's a little harsh.
Yeah.
But you know, I can see some of that point there too. There's a lot of fake news out there.
Here's another question. Does social media add to anxiety and depression?
Yes.
Whoa.
You're making me anxious right now talking about it.
Sorry. Yeah. How do you feel right now? Camera's on you. No pressure.
I'm addicted to my phone. I'm hopelessly. Like I'm.
Did you upgrade?
I'm terrible.
Did you upgrade it to the new OS?
No, I'm not. I'm not like that. I don't chase the new stuff. But I'm like.
You know why? Because there's this horrible. There's this horrible option now.
Or there's like paperwork that I have to look over and agree with.
There's a tab in your phone in the settings, and it shows you your screen time.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
And it tracks your minutes, your hours, your seconds on what apps and how often you pick up your phone.
You know on Final Fantasy VII where it logged your time and then like it would just say 9999 across the whole thing?
Yeah.
That's my time on the thing. That's my OS screen telling me.
I'm going to use the screen time. I'm hopefully going to use this as a tool because like at the end of the week, I'm going to look at it and then hopefully I'm going to, with every week, within reason, I'm going to try and like shave it down a little and maybe designate, depending on the urgency of messages or what I have going on that week, I'm going to try and designate times to pick up my phone and look at social media. Like maybe first day, like wake up at 10. Well, not wake up at 10, but take a look at social media at 10 o'clock. Instead of waking up out of bed and then shoving the phone in my face, which I usually do.
My dopamine levels are a direct relationship to likes and views and responses. And 100%.
I don't think it's altogether a bad thing.
Well, you love it.
Well,
You're an old there shirtless daddy.
You know.
Yeah.
And that ain't fake news, people.
Yeah. A little misinformation.
No, I mean, the thing about it is it's just, I don't know. Back when TV was getting hotter and that's how we consumed our news, people before, you know, like TV was more common in every household, then they were saying, well, it was newspaper. That's how we got, oh, cool. How often do you pick that up? Oh, now kids are watching TV all the time. Oh, there's too much TV. It's just changed. It's not any bad or worse. It's just different now. People consume information differently. So you have to be careful who you're talking to. Businesses love social media because guess what? They can advertise directly to the consumer more targeted than ever before.
Yeah.
Right? It becomes different. I mean, if it's an addiction, but I don't know what you classify as an addiction when it comes to social media, man. It's just a different way to get information. You probably watch a hell of a lot of TV less than you did 15 years ago.
I did.
Why is that? Because now you pick up your phone instead of picking up the remote for the TV.
Yeah.
Just different, that's all.
I sit down, maybe watch a little Three's Company every now and then. But
I watched the same episode you watched last night.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah, bro. I have to.
But I think ultimately,
Mr. Roper.
right? They're caught in bed together, weren't
That
they?
was a good one.
Yeah, it was good. Yes. Anyways, I think ultimately it's one thing to blame the companies. You can blame the Facebooks, you can blame the Twitter, blah blah blah. I ultimately think it's up to you or me, you.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, this guy's like, oh, blah blah blah. Like, I get it. These platforms are changing how we consume media, but ultimately, like, there's still bookstores. You can still get papers. You can. It's just on your own or your will of what you want to do, right?
I think I'm gonna say what you're saying in that because this stuff empowers anyone, right? And I think that the price of empowering everybody that can have access to this is worth. I think the price of it is worth it. That's my opinion.
I agree.
Like, there's a lot of bad shit, but like.
I
If
think
some kid in the middle of nowhere can like engage and learn, and he's empowered by it and has a chance to make a difference because of this, that I'm willing to be a complete addict and spend 17 hours a day on my phone.
Fair enough.
For the chance for people, you know, like I think it's the price worth paying currently. Currently,
I would agree.
You
and I
know?
think it's also convenience. That's why it's so easy, right? I mean, it's just a convenience. You can save people time. You have a winner, and this just saves us so much time now.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier. You know, Gary Vee talks about Uber, and he said, I didn't invest in Uber in the early rounds because I thought it was about transportation. And he found out it's more about saving people time.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's what this is social media is about. It's about saving us time.
I can't
man.
stand Gary. I can't stand that guy.
Uh-oh. They either love him or hate him.
Is he too much? Just like in your face, this kind of...
You know, it's like soundbite wise, I can take him and I love him.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you delve too far, like have you seen the interview where he talks about his mom and his dad?
It's basically every interview.
Well,
That's
now
what-
it is.
yeah,
now it is.
that's
But
one thing I
it's
can't-
insufferable when he talks about that.
Yeah.
That stuff. He's like,
Yeah.
well, my parents were the, and I'm like, well, that's fucking great, bro. Congratulations, you had a mom and a dad who gave a shit.
Yeah.
And treated you like your youth was some kind of weird boot camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't get that, so.
Right.
It's also funny because then it provides you with the excuses to kind of be like, well, I didn't have that, so that's why, Gary. That's why, Gary. You want to know why I don't do this and that? That's why, Gary.
We should start our website. That's
Talk
why.
more about your mom and your dad. That explains to you. That will explain to you the questions that you continue to ask about.
Yeah.
Why do people dread Mondays?
Yeah. I like that. Was a good impression.
Yeah, very good.
Give me a fucking break, bro.
Krista says, what about the latest
go on.
Facebook hack of 50 million users? I didn't hear about this. Was this recently?
I think this was somewhat recently.
that from-
And
okay.
you know what? Also, apparently just came out today that when you put in your phone number, when it asks you to put in your phone number, which I have pretty much opted out to do,
Right.
I think except for today, because I was frustrated by I was getting kicked off all my accounts. They've been selling your phone numbers.
Yeah.
The Facebook admitted to it. So,
Sure.
but yeah, the whole data breach. I mean, that's the thing. You sign up for these platforms, and you kind of have to watch what you put out there too. Like you have to be willing. I mean, it's accessible. I don't care who you are, and in the same breath, you like be cautious of what you put out there, and are you afraid if anything were to happen, what people would find?
Yeah, I mean, once it's out there, make sure you read the fine print.
And that's the other thing. If you don't want to agree, you can read the agree to terms or not.
This-
But
It's all
That's
legal,
tough.
baby.
yeah,
That's a tough one.
It
You
is.
know, it's a tough one because Google's tracking all your clicks and searches, right? And they're selling. That's how they're huge. They sell that
Yeah.
information.
well,
and
that's how
what it
they're
is.
ultimately building a big dossier on how to keep us more attached to our phones, and that's
Well, yeah, because what they do is they cater the content that you get. So, for example,
Of course.
if I search fresh kills from my laptop,
I usually search myself too.
right? But the thing is, what your laptop, Google's going to stroke your ego,
Yeah.
and give you
Rightfully
yourself
so.
back,
Yeah.
because Google knows you.
It's all
because
the
it knows you.
algorithms. Yeah, of
If I
course.
searched you, I don't get the same results. We don't get the same results.
Why
When we look-
is Google hating on me?
No, they're not.
They're loving
know,
it. They love you.
I know,
They're
I know.
tailoring your
I know.
experience for you. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's kind of messed up. 'Cause
It
then
is
it's like
interesting the way that it's all.
they're building islands out of each of us.
Yeah,
It's the way it's going to go.
they're gonna know us better than we know ourselves.
Yeah. Well, we don't know ourselves.
I don't know.
Check out the profile, baby.
Don't, baby. Quickly before we get into our next and our last topic for today, favorite wrestler.
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoever that was.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I have thoughts, but I won't go.
Okay,
I'm
we'll go.
crazy.
It
I'll
could be
tell you what.
it could be interchangeable. You can have a couple because it's hard to name one. I hate when people say like, "Oh, who's your favorite rapper of all time?" I'm like, well, listen,
When I was a
can't.
kid, it was Coco Beware.
Fair enough.
100%. But yeah. Oh my, for sure.
Let's do it.
The thing about it though, recently is I'm gonna say Ultimate Warrior because I went down the rabbit hole. Like once he did that whole podcast about Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
Right.
That like 2-hour rant,
All right.
and I was a Hulkamaniac when I was a kid too.
Yeah.
I think we all were, yeah.
So that whole him exposing it and then watching the documentary that was like the basically the anti Ultimate Warrior propaganda video that WWF put out.
Yeah.
Like that basically propelled me down a rabbit hole of WWF like behind the scenes dirt
Right.
digging that I had such a blast for exploring so many characters. But Ultimate Warrior was like WrestleMania 6 was like
Yeah.
a messed up time for me. I didn't know what to do. That was it was
You didn't
like
know who to side with.
yeah, it was like finding out that like She-Ra is He-Man's sister, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
their whole time you're
That's
like
weird.
they should make out.
Yeah.
And then you find out that they're brother and sister, and you're like oh, I don't
we'll
know
do
what
it
to-
anyways.
I
You
don't know
made it this far, guys.
I
May
don't
as
know
well
what to do with anymore. I'm confused.
Yeah.
So yeah, WrestleMania 6 was confusing for me as a kid.
Favorite wrestler? Tony. Interchangeable, of course.
No. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, baby.
That's a good one, man.
All time.
That's great.
I don't know. He was kind of low key, but he was like,
His match with Macho Man is one of the best of all time.
right? One of the best of all time.
best of all time. And
Crazy.
they stole WrestleMania. Their
yeah,
match was
big
like
time. Big time.
they stole that whole event.
Just nuts.
Yeah.
One of the best.
You should go out as him for Halloween.
Ricky the Dragon.
I'm almost Asian.
Tony
I'm
the
almost
Dragon.
Asian.
Yeah, you're close. Yeah.
Who was the actor that was the dragon guy? He was like a B-movie guy. He did a lot of B-movie actors. He had a name like Ricky the Dragon. I thought it was like I thought Ricky took his name sort of from that guy.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Unaware.
That's how B-movie he was, I guess.
Who are you into?
Two guys. Pause.
There we go.
Yeah, it's a threesome.
You can only have one.
No.
Yeah. I was a Mr. Perfect guy.
Yeah, he was good.
Wow.
He was good.
Yeah, and interchangeable with Owen Hart.
Wow. See, I was a huge Blue Blazer fan. I didn't know for so long
Yeah.
that he was Owen.
Yeah.
A lot of good
Always-
ones. A lot of
always-
good ones.
There's so many. That's why I say it could be interchangeable, because I think there's so many different.
So many.
Like, yeah, like I'm a Chris Jericho fan. I mean, I don't know. There's a little bit of Booker T. Like, I like certain wrestlers for different things,
Different
right?
things, yeah.
So, anyways, and speaking of wrestlers,
Listen,
Tony's gonna run down the richest wrestlers of all time.
These may not be your favorites, but they're the ones that made the most mamu in their day.
Wait, in their day or like current net
through their
worth?
career,
or
through their
what?
career, through their wrestling career. This is how much they've made.
Can I? Okay.
To
Can
date.
Can we all vote who we think the most is, or is it?
We
No.
could.
Okay. No. You.
Okay.
No, you do it. You go. Think.
I just want to see if someone surprises me.
All right, we'll start at number 10.
Okay.
At $17 million, The Undertaker.
Man, he's been around for a while.
He's been around for a minute,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
He's number 10. Okay.
He's number 10, yeah. Let's see, who we got? Number 9, $18 million, Mick Foley. Mankind.
Okay.
Wow.
He was probably the one that got beat up
This
the
is
most
in his day. This is during his career only.
through
like,
their career. Yeah.
That's it. Like not post or not
No.
just wrestling.
I think post they probably
Revenue.
make more, yeah.
I would hope so. I hope post is a bit more than I'm hearing.
Well, they'd have their endorsements, they'd have their whatever, you know what I mean? Like different
Yeah.
things. So, So number 8, who do we have here? Number 8. Oh, tied actually, number 9. Chris Jericho, your boy at $18 million,
Shouts out.
right?
Canadian. I believe he's from actually Winnipeg or Edmonton.
I think he
Are
was
these
Edmonton.
also adjusted for inflation and years? Because
Probably not. No.
And is this after taxes?
because
Tony?
This is after taxes, yeah.
Andre the Giant made the most money. He like broke the record when he was a certain age, but of course that would have been like
All right.
$400,000.
I see what
but
you're
it's
saying.
not like
yeah,
adjusted.
Right. Yeah.
So Andre was not going to make this list.
He might not make this one.
But
We'll
he
find
at
out.
one point was the guy.
this
he
is,
was the
this,
man.
This is the surprise. Yeah.
The next one would be $20 million, The Big Show. I wasn't a big fan
Come
of The Big
on.
Show.
I didn't like him. I wasn't a big fan of the
You
Big
liked him?
Show. No, I didn't. It wasn't.
I
He
wasn't a
didn't
big
do
fan,
anything
no.
for me, really.
He makes more money than Mick Foley.
Believe it or not.
Damn.
Number 7, $22 million, Brock Lesnar. Not really a big Brock fan either.
No.
Jeez, we better get to the heat because those
Yeah.
are weird.
Number 5, we got Kurt Angle, $25 million.
What?
Really?
What are you talking about?
Oh, it's real, baby.
What the hell is
so
that?
mad.
Also at number 5, this is one
Five?
this is one that'll shock you.
Wait.
Tied at number 5, Hulk Hogan, at also $25 million.
No, that makes no sense at all.
It's not endorsements. These guys make money from all their endorsements, right? You got to remember that.
Yeah, but
Let's keep. I'm real
This
interested
makes
to
no
see.
sense.
Now we're going to take a big jump to $40 million for Triple H.
Well, he's
okay. I can
banging.
see that. He's number 4.
He's,
Number 4.
He's banging the boss's daughter.
I think what I think
right.
Hulk-
That's got to be worth what?
you know I'm getting a big
Yeah, I think he's like part owner of the WWE.
Oh, I think he
now.
owns most of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point.
Disgusting.
Number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's pretty
Okay.
popular.
$50 million.
Was Okay.
He was probably one
You
of the
know,
most popular.
This stuff is not adjusted for eras and like inflation and
We
all
don't
that.
have that kind of information on this show.
Yeah, well, it's not this. It's not
You
that
think we
kind
got
of
guys
show.
running around
I mean,
checking?
Hulk Hogan. Come on.
I would think he. Okay, keep going.
How much did Hulk Hogan make? Sorry, what was it?
25.
Okay.
Number 2, John Cena, $55 million.
Yeah, this is just like.
It's gonna be okay.
Because you got to remember, these guys like nowadays, like closer to now, like back in the day in the 90s, they weren't getting paid the fucking big money, right?
I see what you're saying. How this list is comprised.
Like Hulk Hogan, his heyday was when?
80s, 90s.
Yeah, but what's $25 million?
I know. Well, I see where I see
makes-
what you're saying. If it was
Like John
written
Cena?
for it inflated.
Yeah.
Different story.
Different story.
Different
But
story.
I see what because probably when they're wrestling,
Dude, they
a
were
year,
making nothing.
Yeah, a year
They were
contract,
literally
probably
making
like
nothing.
100 grand.
We should We should redo this list.
We
and
need a
do
part
net
2.
worth. Do a
Okay.
net worth one.
Oh, net worth is a whole different ballgame.
What
for
I think
sure.
net worth is a good
That's a good one.
conversation.
Yeah, net worth
I
could
did
be.
that one night with a friend. We went and we're like,
Well,
who do
now you
think,
got
who do you think's
homework.
net? You like Eddie Murphy or
Now you got some
or
homework.
Louis C.K. and we'd be like, I don't know. And then you look at it and you're like, what?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. So we did John Cena.
Crack a cold one for Stone Cold,
Crack
baby.
it open. And
Crack a cold one.
the number 1, the man.
Wait, who's so
the
John
only-
Cena's 3 or 2?
Number 2.
Oh, I know who's number 1 then.
The only
I can
man.
tell the way
The
you're
Rock.
smiling.
the only
It's The
man
Rock.
there is. Dwayne the Rock
Yeah,
Johnson.
Tony got a big heart on.
Boing.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say the Rock's net
Just
worth is
oozing.
probably
$280 million motherfucking dollars.
what?
That's right, baby. He gets the big memo.
Hold on.
No,
I'm
that
gonna do
number
something.
makes no. These numbers make no sense at all.
It's all day and age, man. All day and age. He's still wrestling now.
His net worth, though, I would say
Oh.
that the Rock's net worth is probably now
He's probably
bigger than. I mean, Hogan's done.
Hogan's been done.
Hogan's been
the Rock's
done.
the
He's
Rock-
not coming back after that sex tape.
Oh my god, that was so long ago.
Sex tape. What about the racist?
And the
rant?
racist.
Dude, they erased
being.
him from the
Hall of Fame,
They
yeah.
erased him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a business? Are you on the Business Insider?
How do we feel
website?
about cancel culture? Can we talk about that? What do you guys think about cancel culture?
We could talk about it. How do you feel?
I generally feel good about it. Generally.
What the hell?
What are you doing?
I'm double checking your list.
Listen, go check the list, baby.
We should do a net. We should readjust this and do a net.
Ladies and
worth.
gentlemen, who are your favorite wrestlers out there? You can throw me some names. Like growing up, who did you look forward to? Were you a Shawn Michaels kind of? Were you a Marty Jannetty? Were you a Legion of Doom fam? Or Earthquake? A
Someone
Tugboat?
says, Brian says Jake the Snake.
Yeah, Jake.
Good one.
For sure.
That's a good one.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
He's an unsung. He's an unsung hero.
He was
That
pretty
guy.
damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
How about Razor Ramon?
You gotta love Scott Hall.
Super crazy life. Guys, if you haven't seen the documentary on him, you need.
Who? Razor Ramon? Yeah.
Dude, he killed somebody.
Yeah.
Gr-
Yeah.
Before
That
he
can't be
wrestled. Before he was a security
And he
guard.
just talks about it. He's just like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, this isn't true. They're gonna gloss over this. They're not gonna say. And he's like, and he tells the story.
Sam says DDP.
Straight-faced.
DDP.
Oh, Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's a good
shouts
one.
out to DDP Yoga.
Hell yeah.
That's what he's doing now.
He saved Mick Foley's life.
He
with that shit.
saved McFoley's. He saved Jake the Snake.
And
He
he saved
saved
Scott Hall, too.
and Scott Hall.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, I believe.
Wow. DDP and
Yoga.
I'm really liking where this podcast is going.
It's a smorgasbord of
We
everything.
started with human trafficking and we ended with human trafficking.
Yeah,
We're ending with
full circle.
Val Venus.
Wrestling.
Shouts out to Valvete. You know what?
Wow.
God bless the saxophone.
Yes.
Because he came in. Hello, ladies. You know, I always wanted to take my towel off like that
Yeah.
and whip it around.
You still do that.
Yeah, I could do that. I'll try it tonight.
Put it on
Wasn't that
social
Rick?
media.
Was that Rick Rude?
Oh,
Val Venus did that.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was Ravishing. What a Ravishing? No, Ravishing. had
Ravishing Rick Rude
robe.
he did the
robe.
Anyway, yeah.
and he just kind of like felt his
Didn't
body.
he have a
up.
woman come up and kiss him, or did he go kiss a woman like every single time?
He
or
was
something?
always trying to like mac the wives, right? He was
Yeah.
always trying to like
Man, he got some pile ass, didn't he?
steal.
Did he, Tony? I don't know.
Dude, that's what he told me.
That's what he man. He got some.
By the way, go watch that movie Beyond the Mat. If you haven't seen that movie, go watch
And
it.
don't forget to check out Pile of Ass volumes 1 through 8.
I didn't know there was that many. You disgust me.
Sorry to put you in that.
Yet I like
It's
it.
good.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, what are you doing tonight? We got a big show for you happening down at Sniggly Wiggly's. Man,
Sniggly
You
Wigglies.
okay?
that name, man.
My dad asked me. He's like, "Where are you playing in Halifax?" I said, "Sniggly Wigglies."
And he's like,
And then
you're not invited to Christmas again.
And then Sunday, I'm playing at the Wooden Monkey.
Oh, yes. For the
Sniggly Wigglies and the Wooden Monkey
Only in
are
Halifax.
going to get it this weekend.
Only in
Yes.
The
For
monkey's
me.
gonna get it
Yeah.
For me, Wooden Monkey.
from my Sniggly Wiggly.
Isn't it? They're both suggestive names.
They're very disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know who's.
But Wooden Monkey
doing
has
it.
some real good food. Though.
They do.
Real good food.
Is that
Does
right?
Sniggly Wiggly
Oh,
serve
yeah.
food? I don't know if I would go to a place.
I don't know if I'd eat there.
I don't know if I would eat there. Shouts out to
But
Sniggly
Wooden Monkey
Wiggly.
got some good. Wooden Monkey's on
I
point.
ate there
Yeah.
like a couple months ago.
Okay.
It's pretty decent. But
really
I
good.
wouldn't
I'm a
eat
brunch
at
guy. Shout out to More or Less Brunch.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily eat at a place named Sniggly Wiggly's.
No, probably not. Not for food.
Not for food. I mean, the entertainment's good.
Yeah, should be some ass there too. So
Piles of it, apparently.
piles of ass. You know how we do.
Any parting words, my friend? This is the end of the show, ladies
else
and
can
gentlemen.
you say?
Sadly enough.
You guys really did say it all, didn't you? Didn't leave you much.
We always do.
I mean, we got the wrestlers all time, pile of ass, volumes 1 through 7.
The towel spin that was
The towel
good.
spin, the saxophone.
Sniggly-
I think
Sniggly Wiggly, yeah, we're
Wiggly's,
good.
we shouldn't eat there. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
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 I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back. This is the city that really made me. So I'm stoked to be back here and celebrating and seeing a lot of friends tonight. And
Yeah, it's gonna be-
tomorrow.
and that's a-
Hopscotch Fest. You know,
That's a good
it's
thing
great to be
about
part of it.
I think about tonight's event is like, in these events in general, is where you just see a lot of people
Yeah.
come out. Because I mean,
Yeah.
when I was in Toronto for Bastards Barbecue,
Oh my god.
at the end of the night, we just ran into each other. I was just like, this
that
is
was
amazing.
a great day. Like I ran into 400 people that night.
Dude, that
day.
was shouts out to Paul.
Sure.
It's just so I was saying to everybody how it took. Well, it didn't take, but from a person from Halifax, Nova Scotia, well, Bedford, to put on an amazing event in Toronto. Like it speaks like so largely. Like it was like 2,000 people that like that vibe,
Yeah.
that whole day, and that show.
And
Like
yeah. And then there we are at the after party, and there's Shad and Chaos.
Yeah.
Like freestyling,
just having
having fun.
Yeah. Again, it's just
what's
one.
going on here?
It's just, and I love it because it's like I like seeing like my rap heroes because they're like Smith and Wesson,
Yeah.
and then like Choclair, and you got Cardinal. Who else was performing that night?
Oh,
Pete Rock.
yes.
God damn it.
Red too.
Yeah.
Red one.
Oh my God. It's just. Anyways,
It's crazy.
do yourself a favor when you see the barbecue
That's
roll
the
through
barbecue.
in Toronto. Do yourself a favor and just go.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we would love to see you come out tonight. Again, we got a great showcase happening of some great talent around the city. Fresh Kills headlining, myself, DJ IV, Zora the Sultan, playing your musical tunes throughout the evening. If you liked today's show, like, subscribe, do your
Yeah.
thing.
A little share.
A little share.
That'd be nice.
If you had a little laugh, if you farted well, after that laugh, you know, you ever do that?
I just did.
You ever do one of those?
Oh.
If you ever did,
classy to assy.
yeah. If you did one of those, give the page a like.
Show that has it all.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, go check out the show tonight. That's going to be off the chain. And we'll be back when? We'll be back Monday.
Monday
Probably.
around this time.
Yeah. This right here.
Yeah.
Come join us again. Tell all your friends about us. We'd love that. And whatever you're doing this weekend, be safe.
Be safe.
Be happy.
One last thing, ladies and gentlemen, we still have the link, the GoFundMe page link
yes.
for the turkey drive that myself and Tony are doing. If you feel like donating some money for a good cause and for families in need around Thanksgiving, this will be the time to do it, and we'll make sure your funds and donations make it to the right people.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Thanksgiving's coming up very soon in another week, and there's a lot of people in need who, you know, need a little food on the table.
Be nice. Yes.
So yeah.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on Monday.
Peace.
We out.